many of you have completed your competent leadership manual? When I first joined GLN Toastmasters, I was overwhelmed with all the manuals, the information that was included in my membership packet. I didn't know where to turn. And after 2 years later, I wish that A, I would have acquired a mentor. B, known these tips early on. And today I want to teach you 3 benefits and 3 tips on how to complete your CC manual, which is your Competent Communications Manual. That's an acronym that you'll need to learn in 1 year's time. Are you interested?
Yeah.
Yes.
Yes.
Then let's get started. Benefit number 1, you get to develop your speaking and goal setting skills. And your project will focus you on specific areas to learn. One good news about that is each speech is a building block to the next one. You have 10 speeches that once you complete them, Toastmaster International will send you A, a certificate, and then B, 2 advanced manuals for free. How many of you like free?
I do.
I do. And you get to pick those manuals, so that's an exciting thing. Toastmaster awards your efforts of achievement, which moves us to tip number 1. There is a roadmap for achievement. Your Competent Communication Manual plans out 10 speeches, 10 evaluations, and a sign-off sheet. Now, once you've completed your speeches, you hand off your manual to me, and then I, your Vice President of Education, will submit your certificate. What I would recommend is for you to document each speech, document the date on the back of your Toastmasters manual. It looks like this. And the reason why I'm saying this is because of the fact it's easy to remember the date of your speech instead of scrambling at the project number 10, trying to remember which speech that you had done back in January. Then you can get to me later and I'll sign off for you. So that's a tip that I wanted to share with you. Data is easier to post when it's fresh on your mind. Easier to find. And that's a poem I wanted to share with you. Next is setting up a personal calendar. Let me give you an example. Say 2013, okay, I'm going to be proactive. I want to finish all of my 10 speeches in my Competent Communications Manual. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to take my calendar, whether it's a manual calendar or if it's a digital calendar, and I'm going to plot out each month. Say January the 25th, I want to give my first icebreaker speech. So once I do that, I'm going to look at the 3 weeks ahead of time. Week number 1, I'll look at my project and I'll research the information. Week number 2, I will write my speech out, rough draft, and acquire a title. Week number 3, I will practice, practice, practice. And week number 4, I will practice, 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 and then give my speech. You'll take that same format and move it to all the other 9 months. And then once you've done that, if you have a digital calendar, I use Outlook, I would provide a reminder each week of what I needed to do. And if you're tech savvy, like some of you are, you could sync it into your smartphone. And since we carry our phones everywhere we go, you'll have a reminder each week, oh, I've got to do this, I've got to do this, I'm going to be proactive, I'm going to do this. So it is a benefit. Now, mind you, I don't have a smartphone, so I use a regular calendar. And I have to tell you, my mom used to tell me, do what I say, don't do what I do. I didn't do this process, but I know it works. And it is something that you can do and help you to achieve completing your manual. Beside of you is a flyer. I want you to look at that. It is your Toastmaster recognition flyer. And in that are awards. I need to grab one. Thank you. It shows the communication track. With the communication track is your very first one, your Competent Communications Manual. And then you move down to the next one, which is your Advanced Communicator Bronze. Now, Liz, you have your ACB, is that correct?
Now I have my ACS, I've almost got my ACB.
Okay. Anyone here have your ACB, your Advanced Communicator Bronze? So we have two. Excellent.
Well, no, I have that too, but we have to, yeah.
And then next is your Advanced Communication Silver, your ACS, and that's the one that you do have. And there are requirements here. Next is your Advanced Communicator Gold, your ACG, and the requirements are below. What I want you to know, you can achieve these within 3 to 5 years, depending on your ambition and depending on your scheduling. But it is achievable. And I would like you to keep this. This is your personal tracker. And look at it January the 1st, 2013 and see where you want to be. I'd like you to keep it, put your name on it, and it's yours as a gift. Benefit number 2. Achieving and completing your Competent Communication Manual gives you confidence in all areas, all areas. Effective communication is a leadership requirement. What is learned in Toastmaster leaks in all other areas and gives you the opportunities that you will say yes. And sometimes yes is not hard, is not easy to say, but I want to share a story with you. This year, Nicole Greer, who handles and facilitates the career transition group, had asked me a couple of times to speak, to share my story and to share about customer service, because I was in customer service for about 22 years. Now, if she would have asked me before I had been a member in Toastmaster and acquired these skills, I probably would have said, no, I don't think I could do that. But because of the skills and the networking and my weekly visits here and participating in the club, it has helped me. And it gave me the opportunity to say yes. And I'd like to give her a plug. Today at 9:30, she has a career transition group. And she's going to be speaking on the tips of an interview. So if you are looking for a job or you're going through a transition, come at 9:30 and spend some time with her. Or if you want to speak in the future, you think you might have something to share. So I invite you to do that, and that's a shameless plug for Nicole. 9:30 today. Tip number 2. Save all your comments and your winner ribbons and staple them to each project. Our former president, Amy Fold, shared this tip with me and with the group. And she showed her book and how it worked, and I'd like to share that with you. What she had done is with each project,